you're really not missing out on much if you remain single until you grow up a little bit more or you wait for marriage. I know that the official climate is that you have to date as much as possible so that you can find the one. I don't believe that's true. I believe that there is a specific person for someone. I'm not saying that that specific person won't challenge you in future, or won't challenge your thinking about certain things, or won't challenge your behavior when you respond to certain things. But I'm just saying that I still truly believe that there is someone who is specifically designed for everyone, because that's the kind of person who will tolerate specific behaviors from you, someone who is going to love you through the worst moments of your life, someone who is actually going to feel like they add something of value to your life. And just because you feel like you don't have dating experience, it doesn't mean that there is something that gets removed from your life when you actually meet that person. It becomes a lot more fulfilling when you actually find that person. You're like, oh snap, that's the one. That's the one. Because dating is a very challenging thing. I don't think that human beings have been designed to, be all over the place like that, because it's a very intimate process. And if you expose yourself to so many different things without knowing who you are, learning about yourself and the kind of things that you're willing to tolerate, the kind of things that you are willing to speak up against, because relationships are very challenging, where it's two people who are spending a lot of time and are within the same space for extended period of times. So that can be challenging. And if you are not necessarily ready for it, there are certain toxic behaviors that you're going to transfer to each other. And then a couple of years will go by, you will recycle old habits when you meet someone new. There's a whole lot of recycling of hurt and pain and misunderstanding that breed contempt and cause people to feel justified when they cheat on each other. So I don't think that dating, or at least dating too much, is a worthwhile experience for you. Beyond anything else, if you don't know who you are first, how do you think that you are going to add anything of value to anyone else? For me personally, I prefer to learn about who I am as much as possible before I put myself in a situation where I have to compromise for someone else, because by the time I actually get to that point, I want to make a conscious choice that I will be able to compromise, I'll be able to tolerate certain things, I'll be able to speak up for myself, because a lot of things can happen between two people. You need to be able to communicate with each other. You need to be able to be on the same page a lot of the times, and you're going to need to compromise a lot, because these are two separate people trying to, merge their lives into one. So it's a lot of work. You need to be able to make that conscious decision going in, that you are in it for the long haul. If you're jumping from one relationship to another, there are certain things that you miss. There are certain things that you break inside of you. There are certain things that you take from one relationship and you move to the next one. And a lot of the times it's negative things or toxic things. Personally, I don't mind being as single as possible until I get to the point where I am ready to include someone in my space. I feel like my space is very precious, and you have to be very special to share and hold that space with me.